Poncho.
They should have let old Poncho go way down in Mexico. Nobody heard his dying words. Now that I suppose. Yeah, we're back here. HackerHamin.podbean.com. It's the brothers riding out to go to the Impact Attack and make the big sacrifice. It's Poncho and Lefty, HackerHamin, and Big Ray ready to impact and attack infidels. Yalla. Oh, man, you don't know Poncho and Lefty, man? Merle Haggard and Willie Nelson, bro. Old school. That was what I was playing when it came on.
First, I just want to ask you, how come I have to fucking be Poncho? Is that because I'm Latino?
Yes, and yeah,
okay. Got it.
Yeah,
got it.
Are you left-handed?
Well, when I'm feeling a little special,
when in need. No, I'm not left-handed either, but I figured you want to be Poncho instead of Lefty. But
well, I'm just saying. Sometimes I lay on it until it goes numb. I like the left hand. Yeah. It feels like it's somebody else. What?
Sure.
What?
No, Poncho. But yeah, you got to listen to Poncho and Lefty and learn that one, man. That's me and you right now. But I had a tough day yesterday. Not tough. No days are real tough. I mean, it's just small things, you know. But last night I was up late looking at my best friend who passed away, Hooch, his ultimate stand-up compilation that I had put together a long time ago, and was lamenting. But me and Hooch used to listen to Poncho and Lefty and the Highwaymen and Wu-Tang. He loved Old Dirty Bastard too. But so I was just feeling nostalgic, man. So a little Poncho and Lefty this morning. Two good brothers riding out, man. So I figured that's what you and I were going to do today. So
all right, let's do it. Come on.
Go ahead, man.
No, let's do it. Let's just fuck this show. Let's just fucking listen to music.
But yeah, man, yesterday I was getting frustrated at Russo brand. I feel bad because people are paying a premium price and my internet you heard it on Monday, and it's been getting worse and worse. And we got a notice 4 weeks ago that Spectrum was going to double a 200% increase in speed, right? And since then it's been sucking, and for some reason I'll look fine and Angelina Love will look fine, but then Velvet Sky will stall for 2 seconds, but you hear the audio and then it catches up, and I'm just like, we can't have this. Like, we can't say we have a professional product and I'm the one with the fucking delinquency, there's no way. I can't stand for it. So I go over to Spectrum, where they now have these stores that are like T-Mobile stores and shit, for phones and whatever they want to do. And dude, it was just a miserable, like at first I called people on the phone and the customer service was great on the phone, easy to get through. And very nice young people and like cool and like, hey, I want to help you solve this. So I had to go over there and get a new router because the router I had was like gated at 100 megabytes per second. And it wasn't their router. And the new ones they have go up to a gig. So yeah, go ahead. You're muted. You're muted. It says you're not connected. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Check. Yeah, you were muted. I don't know what happened.
Because you were fucking Dr. Robotnik from Sonic the Hedgehog.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding me again already?
No. Am I coming through on?
Yeah, you're crystal clear right now.
Okay. All right. Good. I'm just making sure. All right. So first, we got to break this chi, this negative chi that you have around you.
Yeah, dude. There was a meth head scumbag family with 3 baby mama and 3 kids, all under the age of 4, that they had stolen a grocery cart full of groceries that I'm sure you and I paid for, and God. Then then they let the kids run all the way around, dude. Like they let them run around for 45 minutes. And then I get to go get the router, and I'm not the primary in the account because I hide everything under all the wives' names. So I have to have that done. So I run back to the fucking missile silo, then go back and wait another half hour while I watch all these fucking 70-year-olds who won't learn how to use a phone. So now they show up at the fucking Spectrum place to pay their bills on the digital kiosk, which is just a reverse ATM machine.
Oh God,
dude. And they can't, like, they press the fucking buttons like they're trying to press a doorbell. Like, the harder they press it on the screen, and it won't even register anything. They don't know that they just have to go think like that. So it's one, 70 to 80-year-old who should be wiped out by COVID because they're obsolete as human beings regardless. One after the other. And they said this was going to be easier. This ain't easier. Sir, I'll help you in just a minute here. And like kids running around screaming, meth heads looking at phones they can't afford until their stimulus check, and then their fucking, taxes from unemployment and how many kids they get kicked back. And then they're going to come over and get the brand new Galaxy S21 because that's what's most important in there. And maybe a couple more terrible tattoos on their forearms. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting there, and there was a Karen sitting there. This is the best one though. So I can deal with old people. That's just their thing. Sure. Scumbags are going to be scumbags, and meth heads are going to be meth heads. Oh, and meth head dude chasing around his kids knocks over an entire fucking thing of cheese balls on the floor too. So now over the Spectrum floor, there's fucking cheese balls on the brand new carpet and shit.
Hey, speaking of meth heads, just I want to give a quick shout out to one of my closest friends, Colin Weisong. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, shout out Colin. So this Karen is there, and she thinks she's above everybody else. And this is like a New York, upstate New York type thing. So the kids are running around. She goes, and like without looking at him, she's like, she tries to look at me. She's like, "This isn't a playground." Ugh, and like that, and like trying to get me to sell for it. I didn't put her over at all. She had done like 3 or 4 things. She's like, "I've been here for 25 minutes. She's getting all hot. I didn't be like, "Well, bitch, I was here for 45 minutes earlier. We left and came back." So I just turned to this one fucking young dude working there. I go, "Hey man, I was here for like an hour ago. I just came to get a router, I had to get put on the account." He's like, "Yeah, man, I remember you were here." And And then so this is a white kid. And before that, I had this African-American dude, super nice guys, both of them. But that guy made me go back to do that because they had to have proof to fucking put me on the account. Then this guy I'm dealing with, he goes, "Hey, did he tell you had to go do that?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Ugh."
How close was he to using the N-word? I'm just asking.
Dude, it was close. But I was just, I was like popping at the time because everybody in there was a fucking gimmick. Obviously me included with the Bane mask and the beard, but I'm not selling for anything, So once I stand up and the dude's going to cut me to the front of the line, which is just good business, that Karen goes, "Oh." I didn't turn around or sell for her at all. It was fucking priceless. Just a travesty of the worst of America everywhere you could possibly look. Clueless old people who've been pushed out by technology, young people working who want nothing to do with society whatsoever, dirtbags who live off the fucking social system and will have generations of welfare rats underneath them who accomplish nothing, and then the clueless Karen class who falls for 9/11 fucking shit time and time again, and me in the middle of it all just going, if I had a fucking flamethrower, I would burn this place to the ground with everybody in it.
I gotta say, I feel like you needed this. You just needed to. I felt all of the negative aura that was surrounding you just kind of dissipate right now.
Yeah, then I fucked myself over. It was good last night. I had a great time in the Discord at Russo brand. I watched Impact live and was hanging with the crew. The watch-alongs have really been, I gotta say, almost a fun therapeutic time for me in this workload, even though I'm doing work while I'm watching them. But everyone's been awesome in the chats. And then Vince couldn't make it to Discord last night, so I jumped over there for a half hour. Awesome to see those guys on video. We had a great time. They're like, "Hey, send me graphics. I want to do this work, and I want to get you guys." Dude, it's unbelievable, the community and how strong we are at Russo Brand and HackerHamin Media Group right now, Ray. Seriously, it's humbling. But then I got, lamenting and the Poncho and Lefty thing, and I was watching clips of my my dead best friend. So I just threw myself into like bad situations, but that's the shit that's got to get done. So I'm hoping with this new router that's supposed to be a gigabyte up and half that down, that we don't have any more Mr. Roboto. But apparently this morning we're fucking cocksucked already out here.
No. Well, first and foremost, what happened was everything, the universe started spinning the opposite way because I wasn't here last week.
Yeah, right. Everything went upside down, Ray.
I thought I had COVID. I really fucking thought I had COVID, dude. I felt
that's
like
just paranoia, man. It's fucking cold and flu season, you know.
Well, I ran, I got tested, Jen got tested. Obviously, you know, we're too strong for that. Speaking of COVID, dude, you know I'm getting the gimmick this Thursday, tomorrow.
Why?
Because I want to, and I want to travel.
Okay. Well,
I don't want to have. Listen,
where are you going where wouldn't you be able to travel right now, Ray?
All right, so I'm stooging this off as well. On June 16th, it is official 100%. It is booked. Myself and Jennifer are finally fucking getting married.
Nice. Excellent. Where are you gonna elope to?
So we're going to so this is what we're doing. We're going to Vegas, right? We're going to Vegas. And
Vegas.
No, I understand that, but we want to travel more and more frequently because I have a lot of vacation time coming up this year that I haven't used. So instead of me getting a fucking 12-inch stick stuck up my face every fucking time I want to fucking take a plane, I'm gonna do it. So it is what it is. If anything happens to me, Ben, you can have my Rodecaster, which I just opened up yesterday because I've been so fucking busy and I was fucking around with it, and I fucking love it, dude. I can't wait to I'm gonna start using it actually officially next week, and I'm actually gonna go on Instagram. I'm probably gonna be doing an unboxing and a review on that on Instagram, and I'll tag you on Twitter, and I'll tag Rodecaster on Twitter. I'm gonna put together like a nice little I think it's like a 10-minute video I can do on Instagram, just because I have the biggest following there. So I'm gonna try that, and it's gonna be fun, dude. Matt's been hitting me up, you know, telling me what you can and can't do on this shit, man. It's pretty cool, bro.
It's very versatile, man, and I know your imagination and creativity is going to get the absolute most out of it. That's why I'm excited.
Speaking about that, where the fuck are you people? Where are you? I'm talking to you out there. I have to tell you something, Ben. No bullshit, dude. I'm not just selling this shit. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Put a ring on it. I did put a ring on it. I put a ring on it before I have sexual intercourse with Jen. She likes that a little better, if you know what I mean. But listen, so where are you guys? The Big Vito brand on Patreon is legit. I'm not putting anybody down. It has to be one of the most entertaining fucking channels out there, Ben.
Sure, man.
It's really fucking good shit. It's constant content, daily content. We got 3 main shows plus 1 interview show every fucking month. It is fantastic, guys. I want you guys to come out and support us. Just check it out. Give it a month. Drop $5 for the month. Check it out. If you are not satisfied, then you can pay $5 again the following month and then see if you get satisfied again. But it is so good. I'm serious, Ben. Like the quality of content. But, you know, I got heat right now with Big Vito because we're supposed to record today, and he is going to a fucking cornhole tournament. A cornhole tournament. So, Big Vito, if you're listening, I love you, brother. But the fuck is cornhole?
Well, he's getting out enjoying that Florida sunshine, and yeah, definitely sign up. There's no better time to sign up than March because you're going to be interested. You're going to be interested for sure, but you're also going to be entered to win ECW Legends 8x10 autograph, man, right now. So definitely hop over to Big Vito brand. Noel doing great stuff. Vito and Noel cooking show, obviously MOB, Getting Color series, all that, man, is great stuff, dude. And we're trying our best to get these out there, and we've turned you guys have been great advocates. So please, if you can even share it, if you can't sign up, share it and help make awareness. You know what I mean? Especially during like AEW or Raw or SmackDown. Hit those trends because that's going to put us into that live conversation. And we're just trying to make awareness because we can't really we can only go so far in the pond of big fish that we got here. We want to expand into new waters. So if you guys can help with that or sign up, like Ray said, it's great value for the price. For if you like all the entertainment we got now, then you're gonna love that too.
So listen, guys. This week's show is going to be really simple. We're going to run through Impact, and then we're going to quickly preview the pay-per-view show that's coming up. We got Sacrifice coming up this Saturday, depending on when you're listening to this or when you're watching this on Twitch or YouTube or whatever the fuck we're on right now. It's 3/10/21. Impact Wrestling, dude. I got to tell you, before we jump into Impact, I haven't had my chance to say my say on what I saw the other day. Thank God I didn't spend $50 on this pay-per-view. And I know it's not like beating a dead horse, Ben. I don't want to beat a dead horse.
Yeah, I've covered this left, right, up, down, and center already.
But I want to say one fucking thing. Mm-hmm. I told you so.
I told us so.
I told you so. That was fantastic.
Yeah, man. I laid it down on Monday. I laid it down on Russo brand. And the thing is, here's one thing, regardless of what it is, the booking and setting yourself up for surprises that, you can't set up anticipation. It's never going to deliver.
Ben, how did you feel when we're expecting Brock Lesnar or CM Punk and Christian? I mean, I love Christian. Don't get me wrong. You're wrong. Right.
But I like that dude. He's fucking great. But he's
great.
You can't set up, expectation when you're going to do something like that. You do it like they did with Ethan Page. He just walks out. Or you say, Christian is here tonight. And then people are like, oh, when's Christian coming out? You know what I mean? You give him a spot. And the spot they gave him was like, But, I got to say this about Mox, Kingston, and Omega. They worked that main event match the right way. The threat of violence, that was one of the best Omega matches I'd see, even though they had the ropes in there, and that was especially if you watch the old ones, that there's no ropes, it's all just barbed wire.
Yes.
But like they did the threat of violence, a lot of slips and whoa and that kind of stuff, which I was like, yes, instead of just doing spots, which they could have done. But we've all had bad performances in this business. It's just how it goes being a live performer, and you got to power through it no matter what. But even on indie shows that only 200, 300 people see, when something goes bad for me, that haunts me, bro. It haunts me for 3 weeks to 3 months. Like, especially when you are addicted to this performance art. And you want it to be so real, because that's the addiction of, I created a reality, they fought on it, and I had them all, and I was the puppet master. And then when something outside of your control or something that wasn't checked, and you kind of feel bad, like, fuck, I should have checked that, triple checked that, dude, that's gonna haunt those guys and I'll tell my own personal story. This isn't even wrestling, and this will haunt me until the day I die, because you're talking weddings. So I got, even as an atheist, approved to be perform weddings right through that online gimmick. And I went to Chicago to perform my brother and sister-in-laws at the Field Museum in front of the fucking T-Rex, bones. It was awesome, bro. I mean,
that's awesome.
Dude. Awesome. And I do the whole fucking ceremony. And we do the I do's, and I had forgot to get the rings from the ring bearer, bro. I had to do the whole thing again, bro. Like, bro. Like,
were there sparklers? Were there sparklers?
No, there wasn't any sparklers, but I wish the dinosaur would have come to life and killed me right there. Dude, and I still, like, even now, even talking about it, I'm cringing. It's getting a little easier to deal with. That was over almost 2 years ago now. But that will haunt me until and like, they're cool. Like, they're fine. They're like, dude, don't worry. You covered it. You made a joke. We went back and did it. But like that, I couldn't even watch wedding scenes. I couldn't even hear like comedy routines about weddings and stuff like that, dude, because I'm having mad like flashbacks to that epic failure,
fucking PTE.
Yeah, PTSD from it, bro. Like,
PTSD, whatever.
Yeah, it fucked me up. But that's my point, is those guys, like, that was a wedding in front of 20 people. Imagine that being your highlight moment, and then it goes, as a performer, you know, I've worked shows with all those guys. I was working with Kingston and UPW and Rochester. I worked with on the shows with Omega at 2CW, you know, and I just really, really feel for those dudes as performers who want to do their best. That's going to haunt them for 2 years, bro.
Ben, it's not even the wrestlers. It's not even fucking Tony Khan.
It is, though.
Well, what I'm saying is that it's not even that. Like, I don't want those guys to fail because we have guys that I actually genuinely like Brian. I love Brian Cage. Brian Cage is a good dude, man. I like that guy. All those guys are great guys. What infuriates me are the fans who are trying to put this shit over because they just listen. They just need it to
matter. They don't matter, bro.
No, but listen, what I'm saying, like you know, I love William Alessia. But half the time,
doing it to rib, bro. He's just doing it to rib.
Half the time, I think that he has to be fucking. He knows that this is Shitsville. Okay,
he doesn't believe that shit's real. Everything he's doing is the fucking troll, tongue in cheek. He doesn't believe that shit's over. I don't think at all. So, but you have hooked on that shit, fucking right there.
But you have.
Well, here's what it is. It's over promising. It's giving yourself an A. What would you give AEW in your first year? I'd give us an A. You know, please. And what else? Oh, I've been writing and booking since second grade. I wrote this. Oh, Meltzer, I'm Booker of the Year. Okay, now here's the pay-per-view. Okay, Booker of the Year, a company. Let's see what you got. And then they give things to Darby Allin, who is obviously a brilliant filmmaker. Dude, that fucking Sting thing might be the first thing I've ever liked from Sting, ever.
Wow, really? Ever?
Yeah, ever. I respect the guy as a legend, but I was never a fan. And this put him in fucking Gotham perfectly. The lighting was done great. Everything looked fucking phenomenal. The finish was wrong. It should have been Sting with the big bump and Darby Allin getting the pin because it's about getting Darby over, not getting Sting over. But here's the thing. That was fucking beautiful and brilliant. And then they did Mystery Science Theater 3000 with live commentary over the top of it and ruined it. They ruined it. It could have stood alone just as a Batman action piece and would have fucking been the highlight of the show, bro. And then things like the Young Bucks, their dad got his ass kicked by Jericho and MJF, left bloody by the truck. Then we're going to have a wrestling match with 14 false finishes. People are going, that was a wicked good Young Bucks match. I go, yeah, it was. It was a really good Young Bucks match, but not for that. What should have happened is Jericho and MJF roll up. We get a shot of the Young Bucks in their car or truck together. Go, you ready to do this, brother? Yeah. And we have a camera shot of them, and they fucking plow their car into MJF and fucking Jericho trying to murder them. So they got to be airlifted out, and the Bucks get arrested. There never should have been a match. If somebody tried to fuck with my dad, I will kill you. Not fucking do 14 false finishes in the first match, bro. And then the Japanese girls, I mean, shouldn't even be allowed in a wrestling ring, really, at this point. Like, it's an embarrassment. So
yeah, who was that? Who was the with the middle fingers and shit? Who's that chick?
And why are those girls getting to do that before Jericho and MJF do it in the next spot right after that? So I can see that Omega is a passionate performer and he wanted this whole thing to work. But if he's also running the women's division, well, it shows absolutely that you cannot be in the main event, be an agent, and be a booker at the same exact time. It's hard enough to do one of those positions. And when you try and do it, three of them, you see what the end result is, don't you?
Well, with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's my watch is telling me to breathe. Apparently my heart is beating too quickly. Dude, man, it is what it is. AEW.
Japanese.
No bread.
This is your Impact Attack 3 Count, the 3 biggest pro wrestling or world news stories of the day. Now, back to HackerHamin and Big Ray.
So
all right.
You got the Spectrum update. You got the Spectrum update. You got the AEW update. What's our third story of the day, Rick?
We weren't going to do a 3 count. We don't have a third story of the day. The third story of the day is Impact Wrestling.
I don't know, a lot of UFO stuff. Did you see the new UFO footage from March 3rd in Brazil? And then there was a new one just yesterday on the the live feed from the space station. They're out doing a skywalk, and there's a cigar-shaped UFO hovering. Maybe, I mean, I can't really judge in space or what appears to be space on a soundstage. Maybe no less than like a mile below them, bro.
Ben, I'm gonna keep saying this until it actually comes to fruition. I told you, 2023. That is the year. We will be living amongst the aliens, and they will be living amongst us.
Yeah, because July 1st to July 4th, and there's supposed to be disclosure from when they signed your COVID bill. So you get the shot, and you get to fucking learn about aliens. It'll be great.
It's gonna be fantastic. I can't wait. Hey, by the way, when I get the shot, Ben, because I'm getting the Pfizer gimmick, so I have to go back twice. When I get the shot, don't shake your head, Ben. It is what it is. It is what. Yeah, sometimes you have to take the glasses off, the Roddy Piper glasses off. And you have to conform, obey.
I disagree fully. I talked to Troy about this last night, where he has a pre-existing condition. He's like, "What do you think about me?" I'm like, "I can't judge a man who has to think about his health that way." But and the doctors are telling you that maybe, but why? And you're a much healthier man without many pre-existing conditions. And if you're just going to Vegas, there is no trap that way. So
no.
I think by 2023, there'll be a bunch of people who are vaxxed for no reason. All this will be fucking voodoo magic, and the rest of us who kept our sanity and didn't go along with the herd will be just as fine as everybody else, and we'll all have been a fucking massive social inoculation experiment, bro.
I'm gonna put it to you. I'm gonna give you the real stooge on why I'm doing it. It's not just because of the travel. It's also because I'm around my 75-year-old mother every single fucking weekend. I work in a building where I'm interacting with people every fucking day, handling packages.
That's what I'm saying. Every man has his reasons.
Going into apartments. I have a fiance that again, by the way, you want a story, man? I'm telling you, this package that we got, Ben, I say Atlantic City, going into to Vegas is actually really nice. So for like a set amount, they send a limo to your hotel. They pick you up. Prior to that, they have a stylist go to your hotel to, they'll fix Jen up, make her look all pretty and shit. Part of the package also, we get professional photography. I think we get like 20 pictures of our choosing. They stream it for you live on social media if you want. They record it for you. You get the whole candle ceremony gimmick. We get a minister of our choosing. So whatever faith we want to, get married, or non-faith wedding. It's perfect because we both love like that kind of like fast pace, drinking, gambling, going out, and then we're gonna do the Grand Canyon. Never seen it before, Ben.
Oh, dude, you're gonna be blown away, dude. Like you won't even think that you're on Earth. Like,
I can't wait.
Or you go to Yellowstone, you're like, this isn't America. How did I know that this doesn't even exist? Like there's seeing pictures of it, but when you're standing there, you feel how insignificant you really are.
Now back to the UFO shit, man. Look, Ben, people have to understand something, and I really believe this. We've been living amongst aliens for maybe since the 1940s.
Well, why does it keep showing up, Poncho, down in South America? I mean, there's all those ley lines, there's all those fucking things in the side of the mountain, Pumapunku, Teotihuacan, how about where Billy Ray went down to the pyramids down there? Yeah. And like all that is fucking tied right into this, and that's showing up in Mexico City, Brazil, all that shit, man. They're coming back to where they knew it was before. They're looking for something there. I'm convinced
that Billy Ray Valentine, even though being, Billy Ray Valentine is my best man.
Excellent.
Did you know that?
So a lot about this.
I am convinced that Billy Ray Valentine is an alien.
I'm convinced he's the illegitimate son of Gilbert Godfrey, but
he's not.
Godfrey may be an alien.
First, I gotta put this out. Why would you say I didn't put that over? When the hell you threw my name under the bus? The M14 came, ran me over, dragged me up Midtown Manhattan, dude. I never called Billy Ray Valentine Gilbert Godfrey.
No, somebody in the chat did. Somebody in the chat one day did, because he was like Gilbert like a motherfucker.
I'm like, dude, this dude looks nothing like Billy Ray Valentine. Is a very handsome. His wife is gorgeous, handsome man, beautiful children.
He squints. He's got the same like eyes a little bit. Like when he does, man, it pops me.
He has more of the Mike Tyson, because Mike Tyson had the heavy eyelids. He had, remember Stone Cold's like, when I look in your beady little eyes, Yeah. Anywho,
we'll see when he's like 65 how much he looks like Gilbert Godfrey. I know a lot.
He is going to be fucking adorable. I think Billy Ray Valentine, but don't get it twisted, guys. You people out there, don't get it twisted. Billy Ray Valentine is in fact a bad motherfucker. I've seen it.
He's over. But yeah, man, that was our 3 count.
Yeah, aliens.
Go down. It's going down tonight at Conspiracy Horseman too.
Lord Jamar.
Yeah, Lord Jamar was great.
That was awesome.
Aaron the Idol Stevens was great. And tonight we have Joey Legend, wrestler from the UK, and also working on heels. And he's got a lot of updates for us, so it should be another awesome show tonight.
I got to put over on the Big Vito brand. Our next big interview. We're actually going to be bringing on Impact Wrestling talent. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, sign up this month because Kimber Lee will be on the show with us.
Yeah, I wanted to put her over, man, because I've been a bit critical in the last couple months of her because of her wardrobe. She's supposed to be part of Deonna Purrazzo's clique, and then you've got Susan as the Karen and da-da-da-da. But she was wearing like her Tinkerbell shimmer stuff, and it just wasn't fitting. Last week she came out in some like personal assistant badass kind of girl gear, and this week she had a very cool like pantsuit type thing on, dude. I mean, I hope she's listening, and if she's hot at me for one thing or the other, maybe, but if she is or isn't, maybe somebody else just gave her that same note and she took it. But the last 2 weeks, boy, I was like, yes, we're getting somewhere. Now we're going.
It's not just the last 2 weeks. I think over the last month, if you look at the evolution of her what she's wearing to the ring, she's been little by little changing it. And I think this week she looked the best that she's looked. I'm being dead up. I'm not just saying it because
I agree. This week and last week. This week and last week.
But I missed doing the show with you last week, Ben. I missed I was laid out and shit, and I didn't do much of anything. But I'll tell you what, I did watch Impact last week. Now, this week, we started off with Madman Fulton versus TJP, right? Now, I got to say something right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
TJP goes over here. He hits his Mamba Splash. At some fucking point, Madman Fulton really needs to win some of these matches, man. And I
think this was a chance to get heat on TJP before the pay-per-view, and heels look stupid.
I get it. But this is, I've been saying this week after week, and I really genuinely believe that we have people that work for Impact Wrestling that watch this show or listen to the show on and stooge it off to whoever's writing. Josh Matthews, if you're listening, whoever's listening, listen. I love it. This was a nice match. TJP is an absolute star.
This is the best TJP we've ever seen. He's really settling into his character and who he is now.
That is the guy who I thought was going to be on WWE TV, but they dropped the ball on him. But with all that being said, Madman Fulton is 10 times better than what he was when he wrestled in the E, from what I see. The guy is a legit monster. I would even go as far as saying as maybe pull him away from Ace Austin and let him be his own man for a while and let him just wreck shop. Let him be the Braun Strowman of TNA, of Impact Wrestling. He can be that. I think he can be that. The guy needs to start winning matches because eventually over time, the fans are not going to believe that he is that monster. He's losing every single week clean, getting pinned by your smaller baby faces every single week. Hey, look, I'm not a pro, so I'm going to go to you, Ben. Tell me if I'm wrong. I like this match. I like the setup. I get it. I get everything. But we need to keep Fulton strong because I see a ton of potential in that guy. What do you think?
And he's gotten in really good shape in the last 2 or 3 months. Like really
great.
Yeah. And he comes through the camera. There's no doubt about it. He's athletic for a big man. And I agree that him going under is wrong because we're going into a pay-per-view and heels need heat. They don't need to be getting beat. They're just using him as a buffer to Ace Austin and you beat that guy. They're doing the same thing with Jey Uso. And Jey Uso had a breakout year to be a captivating character. Now it's just like, oh, he's going to face Jey and beat Jey on the way to Roman, and then Roman's going to beat him. Like, it's the same kind of played out trope that way, when what those guys should be doing is going, who gives a fuck about the finish of the match? Let's fuck TJP up. Like, I don't care about wins and losses. This ain't AEW. And fucking right when when TJP's about to beat Ace Austin, that's when fucking Buddy feeds in or costs him, and then they just throw the match out and beat the shit out of him. And then big man should be highlighted by choke slamming or power bombing him. But him getting beat clean in matches is absolutely not doing him any services whatsoever.
Nah, man. And again, you know, look at this guy. Look at how far he's come in a long period of time. It's that whole thing where, and I've learned this over the years of working with guys like you and Bill Apter, where, you know, I feel like he has absolutely earned his position, you know, and he's getting better and better and better. And like you said, he looks better. And I want to reiterate the fact
that here's another, there's a lot of factors, Ray.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
Let's say that he came in with Sammy, and like maybe he's not even under contract. Maybe he's being paid per performance, and he's on a lower end scope, and he's got the prove it contract. You saw the scene with D'Amore and Heath Slater with the contracts, the prove it. Like, people think that was a rib. That's very fucking real. No, you sign for this now. Show us what you can do, and then later we'll talk about your number. But right now, you either want a job here or you don't. So you're gonna take this, and you're gonna do what we say, and we're gonna see if you'll lay out for these guys that we want, and then maybe we'll build. But instead, he might be just, okay, we're gonna book you for these 5 shows, and not sure if we're gonna use you next time because we don't know if we're gonna be here. Which leads me to actually was gonna put in the 3 count. So we kind of got to back up. This is a bigger discussion, Ray.
Go ahead, talk. Let's go.
AEW's moving off the block, or NXT's moving off the block on Wednesday to Tuesday. So AEW is going to hail that as a fucking ratings victory because they love fucking Barry Horowitz in themselves, right?
It's not going to happen, though. They're going to still average 700 to 800,000.
I disagree.
You think so?
I think AEW will go over 1 million, and I think fucking NXT will go to about 3/4, 700 to 3/4. But they're moving to Tuesdays, which means they're going to fucking go head to head with Impact, even though they aren't acknowledging it. Now, some Sun Tzu Art of War shit where, okay, they're beating us here, and now they're trying to fucking team up over there. Let's go at them where they're soft. Well, we know Impact is soft at 150,000 kind of max, 130,000 last week. If they draw off even 50,000 from Impact to NXT to be up around 700,000 plus whatever they would gain from the move, and say they're at 750,000, dude, 80,000 for Impact is gonna be murder, bro. There's no way. We're doing fucking 45K at HMG here in a month, bro. So 80,000 on TV. Plus, think about how much Anthem has lost in the last year. No shows, pay-per-view buy rates next to nothing. Really, no commercial because they own the fucking company and the content's not getting distributed the right way. No live crowd, no merch. Like, very, very, very. They got to be so deep in the red. Now, this will be the blow to them that fucking hurts them, that makes Tony Khan spend money to fucking bail them or buy them. And then they knock them out unless Impact tries to stay on the ropes and moves from Tuesday to Thursday. That's the only move they have because they're not going to go against SmackDown. They're not going to go against UFC on Saturdays. They're not going to go against pay-per-view on Sundays. They're not going against Raw, and they're not going to move to Wednesdays against AEW. So Thursday is the only – look at the big chessboard. That's the only fucking move they got right there, bro. And then Impact off the block is a win for WWE. So
breaking news then. Breaking news. Big Ray Hernandez will no longer be reviewing Impact. I'll be doing who's getting bumped? Probably Colin. It'll be me and the vet over reviewing NXT. Yeah. You could take Colin over to Friday as well.
I'm just gonna not review and do one of the other 1,000 shows I have to do.
Oh my God, dude. This is it's so bad for Impact because, again, I put it over last night. We'll talk about the main event in a little bit, but
will this be the final kill shot to kill the zombie of Impact forever right here, Ray? This could be it.
It could be it, man. But, this is the company that never dies, dude. It's the company that never dies. It's the company that always finds a way to keep going.
But this company at one time drew 2.3 million people on average. And now we're down to 130,000. And then they could even get them under $100,000, bro.
Don't worry about it.
Week one, they could be under 100,000.
Don't worry about it. The dip happened. The near destruction happened when Eric Bischoff came in to TNA and started, pulling people in and having Hogan and changing the ring.
He's doing that now in AEW. You think Bischoff isn't on the TNT payroll and that he's not brokering all this shit? He's absolutely brokering it between Big Show and all of them, dude.
Exactly.
So, yeah, but that's just on the fast track to being TNA and WCW. So, yeah, we might see Shane McMahon on AEW, but here's the problem. And as pundits and as fans, these guys don't get it because they're not in the biz. And I'm not heat on you, but you too. Think about, do you like Sami Callihan?
I love Sami Callihan.
You like fucking Rosemary? I
love Rosemary.
Yeah, Madman Fulton.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. They're not going to have jobs, bro. Only everybody. Impact has a great roster, and maybe 3 will go to WWE and 3 will go to AEW, and everybody else is fizzucked. So I don't want to see companies close.
It's not going to close,
bro. I think, dude, you can't go from 2.2 million to 130,000. You lost. That's the 92% loss in fucking revenue and expect to keep doors open, dude. Like there's just and again, people make jokes. They can't kill TNA. I look at it as a businessman, bro. And there's no way there's any value in this at all, except the tape library anymore.
Unless instead of going to a different day, they move to a different time slot.
Yeah. And I got to slam on Frank here. Impact is just indie. No, they're not.
No, they're
not. The fucking best wrestling show on TV right now.
They really are.
No distribution. They have no fucking money and push behind them, and they have no tour. So that's what the problem is, and that's when you're losing millions of dollars on a company. But they are far from an indie, bro. They tell the best stories and have the best execution.
When I was reviewing Impact Wrestling, and I'm talking about going way back, I'm talking about like 2010, dude, when they had the Aces and Eights show and all that shit, and it was starting to get really bad with Hogan dating with Bubba dating Hogan's daughter and all this crazy shit. Dude, I was honest. I was like, this is shit. This is terrible.
That was, it was all those guys suckholing a paycheck. Bruce and fucking Bischoff pushed out fucking Russo, and then they're left. Okay, we got rid of them. Ha 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 ha. Politics works. But now who's going to write the show? Oh, Bischoff, I thought you were a great creative. Bruce, I thought you were. Nope. Neither of you are. You're just good ice men and con men. Now fucking juice is gone, and the boys are going to politic and pick Dixie's pocket. That's what happens, and that's what's happening now at AEW. But in the end, Impact will be the first casualty in all of this.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't see them. I don't see them going away. I just see them adapting.
But even when it was the shits, Ray, when you were just talking, 2 million viewers.
Well, the reason why I was saying that is that back in the day, we're not just putting this show over. It legit is the best wrestling TV show on TV today. I really believe that. Match per match, storyline, everything they do is fucking great, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's dude. I tried watching Monday Night Raw. I think last week I couldn't get through it. I tried watching AEW, that pay-per-view, dude. That was hard to watch for me. But I have absolutely no problem. And I enjoy watching Impact Wrestling every single week. And I'm very critical of the product, bro, when it comes to a fan's perspective. Right. So with that being said, dude, I don't know, man. I'm just talking Sun Tzu Art of War strategy is how I look at it. And that was just something I haven't covered on other shows that is an interesting move. And
Frank says, he goes, wasn't that the definition then kind of an indie company, not the execution and business side of it? No, because indie companies don't have Anthem Sports owns Access TV and Impact. There's no indie company out there that owns their own TV channel, not even AEW. They don't own their own TV channel. So that's the issue. What really needs to happen is Access TV needs to either rebrand and go bigger in order to let Impact have a chance. But dude, with the amount of loss at the end of the day, if I'm in a boardroom and I go, we've had a year of 0 crowds and we're going towards under 100,000, time to pull the plug, bro. How much money can you fucking waste in there?
I hate to see this company go under, man.
Me too, bro. And that's really the saddest thing at the end of the day, that if I'm looking at it right now, critically, there's a 60% chance of that happening. And
even and I'll even put this out. I would hate to see AEW go under, which I do believe that in the next.
I just like to see everything taken away from Khan and let him go work on the Jaguars and the other projects and give it to people who know what they're doing.
I don't know, man. I just, look, Ben, I've been saying this, and I don't want this to happen because I love alternative. I love a great alternative product, but we don't have a really great alternative. We have a great alternative product, but nobody's watching. We have AEW. I don't want this. I don't want AEW to go out of business, but AEW is going down the line, step by step. They are following exactly what WCW did, and TNA to a certain extent when they went downhill. They're going right down that same path. And to be honest with you guys, I genuinely think that AEW is going to be a shitty company on its last legs by 2023. I really believe that. I
don't think it's going to be a shitty shindy. I think they're going to throw tons of money at it, and it's going to sink itself the same way.
That's what I'm saying.
WCW wasn't a shitty shindy when fucking Shane showed up and took over. Like, it's going to be that same thing. Scott Simpson, I appreciate that about Bischoff saying on his podcast how Art of War is one of his favorites, applies to business often. I agree fully. You can get the audiobook on YouTube in multiple places, and I listen to it every month because it applies to so many things. But the way my business is for always changing for new and whatnot, business and how to get projects done and face competition and things along those lines. Every time I listen to it, it inspires new strategies. I mean, if you haven't listened to The Art of War or read it, I suggest just listen to it. I throw it on while I do my Stevie Richards Fitness, man, and clear my head, and it helps me focus, and I get a lot of inspiration from it, dude. Absolutely.
I don't know, man. I just it bothers me. It bothers me because I've been covering this company for years, man. I've been watching Impact Wrestling TNA since its inception, since the very first show.
Well, let's even fast forward because we can get our digs in. It's going to be a shindy or whatever, but like Impact goes out. Impact's done by hypothetical, and I hope none of this is true. Impact's done by July or August.
So hold on, you going robotic? Ben is going robotic, ladies and gentlemen. All right, he's back. Are you there, Ben?
Yeah,
Ben?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Are you there? Yes, I can hear you. Okay, back to the newsroom.
That gets me even hotter, bro, because
it's not that bad. It wasn't that bad. Don't worry about it.
It shouldn't be bad at all. It shouldn't be bad at all. But let's say that fucking Impact goes out by July or August, right? They're done.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I'm just saying hypothetical worst case scenarios. They're done. And then guys jump ship to go to fucking AEW, and AEW's roster is already way too fat. So they're going to fucking but Khan's probably not going to fire people because he's got a big bankroll, but that doesn't mean your company's going to do well. So they inherit that and the library. And then, there comes a time where they don't change their booking and it kills them. And then AEW goes under, and then Vince dies because this is close to the end of his last days. And then we have to have a power change in WWE. Ring of Honor can probably still survive because they're on Sinclair, which has infinite money too, and they don't really give a fuck about them. But now we've lost two of the biggest companies that are alternatives. The fucking Grandmaster is dead, and it's a whole new fucking barren landscape, bro, filled with just people looking for any port in a storm, dude. By 2024, this entire fucking industry could be destroyed. But out of the ashes will rise a new phoenix, and it'll be interesting to see what's up.
It'll be the AWA. They'll come back. No?
I don't know. We'll see. It could be NWA.
Could be the NWA. Who knows? But hey, guess what, Ben? We still got a whole card to discuss.
How do I change my DNS cache? Smoke a cigarette. I don't smoke cigarettes. I smoke Smiz. But
what do you mean DNS cache? What are you? What language are you speaking?
Media M5 has been, once you get the new router, which I already have, and it's plugged in. Change your DNS cache. Smoke a cigarette, and it will go away. I don't know if he's ribbing or what, but
okay. I mean, Google it. Google it. Hey. So let's move on here. Wow, that was a deep conversation, man. The thought of having all these alternatives just disappear is a very realistic thing. It can absolutely, definitely happen. I just don't want TNA to go away. Impact Wrestling. I love this shit. Anyway,
but the reality is, and I'm being generous at 60%, bro. As a businessman, I see 70% chance of it's done.
Well, we've heard this song and dance before. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, somebody could come in at the 11th hour, a Mark Cuban or somebody like that. Absolutely, it could happen. But the road we're traveling right now is a dangerous one.
I see Snoop Dogg buying Impact Wrestling.
Well, maybe not Snoop Dogg, but Little Bow Wow.
Okay. Yeah. So we have Jazz. She was in a match with Tasha Steelz.
Yeah.
What did you think of this? What did you think of this match between Jazz and Tasha Steelz as Jazz goes over, hitting the STF?
Mm-hmm.
It was a hard fought victory. I like the way they booked this match. You had the wily veteran versus the young up and comer, and you could see during the match, you had Steelz, really getting not excited, but really getting she was very arrogant. They booked her as the kid that wants to do all the flashy moves. They were doing a little chain wrestling, but Jazz was showing how she was a wily veteran and stronger and everything like that. And I like this match. You had the girls outside getting involved. What did you think of this match?
I thought Tasha was really good here for Jazz. Jazz looked strong. There was a couple shots where she's trying to protect her, and there was some air in it. Am I robotic or no?
No, you're good. Good.
Okay. And then it did good business in the breakdown of what happens where everyone starts doing the runouts and all that to like the craziness before the sacrifice pay-per-view. Here comes all the girls to show and round it all out. So it was good action in the go home. That's probably how I would have booked it too.
I tell you, this match for me was a highlight for Tasha Steelz, and it was one of those all right, let's make a star moments, and I think she did a great job. I think she did a great job, man. I think she did
it was probably Tasha Steelz's best individual performance. Absolutely, dude.
Yeah, it was, and we would have to attribute a lot of that to working in the ring with a legend like Jazz. Jazz is great. So,
well, you're also gonna attributing that. Yeah, Jazz is great. I'm not laughing at that.
Sure.
Because I laugh at myself, because sometimes when these kids want to get their shit in, they fucking plan these big video game matches out in their head, and then the match goes to shit because they can only remember about 30-40% of it after the bell rings, and then they're stuck and they don't know how to call it or what their heat is or just how to just sell away. But when you're in there with a legend like a Jazz, like a fucking Hacksaw Jim Duggan, like a Piper, you're going to do it their way. You're going to shut the fuck up, and this is what works, and you're not going to lay it in there. Dude, I remember I grabbed fucking Hacksaw one time, barely, not even close to how snug I usually go with other dudes. And he's like, whoa, lighten the fuck up, brother. I was like, wow. I don't know if he was ribbing me, but I was instantly stopped touching him a little bit. And I was missing him by that much with everything after that, where usually I hit about that hard. But everything was in the hacks, I just sell. But that's how you do it when you're working with a legend. So Tasha Steelz probably just listened to Jazz and worked it at her pace, and Jazz got the best match out of her by slowing her down and doing her style. But it was still pretty vicious ass beating. It was pretty good.
Speaking about Hacksaw, man, I put this over before. That guy has some big ass fucking hands,
bro. He's got catcher's mitts, bro. His fucking people don't realize, like, he's a guy on camera because he came through an era of so many giants that he looks big enough, but until you lock up with him or square up against him, bro, I was like, God damn, that's a big motherfucker. And then he grabbed me and put you in the headlock gimmick, and I was like, oof. So, but he can hit me all he wants, but I'm not allowed to hit him. I guess that's how it works.
It's funny. I met him. When me and Apter were doing some backstage shit at a convention, and he has that. Yes, he's got those giant hands. Very nice guy to me.
Phenomenal dude.
Fucking smile, dude.
Yeah, he's got
a great. He's got like a great like I can't explain it. It's very charismatic.
He's just got that uncle who always busts balls constantly. Fucking charm.
Yes, he did. He did shake Apter by the back of his neck.
And then, brother, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Everything's with love. Everything's with love.
It's good. Good dude,
until you lock up too hard with him and he gets pissed off, then he gets mad. I saw there was somebody else was doing something stupid in a match we had, a shitty 6-man he was in. He got fucking hot.
Oh, are you talking about the doink shoot?
He was in that's the match I was in with him, and somebody on my team was doing dumb shit, or Dewey was doing dumb shit, and I remember he got hot as fuck, and Dewey's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, I was like, "Whoa, who's that guy?" But whatever, man.
Yeah, they would. If you go on YouTube, you put in Hacksaw Jim Duggan shoot.
Oh,
and dude, fucking Doink, the guy that played Doink, Matt Bourne.
Yeah.
He pissed fucking this dude off, bro. It was interesting. All right, dude. So what the fuck is going on here with Rohit Raju and Shira?
Well, before this, we get the match, right? Before this pre-tape.
Yeah, we get the match. We get the match.
The match was fucking the match was insanely athletic. And I know we work different styles, and Rohit Raju is one of our absolute favorites on the roster. But I was kind of like, he's working that TJP video game style from WWE when we've seen him work OVW classic style and get over. I mean, he's so super athletic. That fucking high kick to the low leg sweep was fucking awesome. Like, just very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. But like, I've seen him work the other way. So now when I see him do spot fest shit, like AEW style, they pulled it all off. Don't get me wrong, but like, I like the other way of slow roll heel Rohit better than an athletic heel. You know what I mean? Because an athletic heel you're impressed by, and you half-ass like them. I don't want to be liked as a heel, bro.
Can I tell you what I think is happening? Because this is what I thought was happening when I was watching this match. I think over the next couple of weeks, we will see more and more of this from Rohit Raju. Reason. This may be his
reason. He knows the company's going out of business and wants a job with AEW.
Yeah, so he's showing, because that's what AEW sells. They sell that flippity dip.
I get it, but so does NXT. I think he's going to get signed by WWE. Everyone knows who he is. They know he's a fucking great guy, and to not have him on your roster is a fucking shame. To be honest with you, if there's a guy who should jump ship now, it's Rohit Raju. There's plenty of money left on him, and you don't want to be last off the Titanic. You know what I mean? If it's going down, like, now's the time for him to be. But here's what's dangerous. Once you see a guy like him jumping, then other guys are going to fucking try and start making moves, and the domino effect just happens, dude.
I just saw, this is not just this week, that he's been flashing a lot more.
Frank, you might be right here, Frank. Sorry. Tessa's champ has been the fucking it for them. Have we been on a downhill spiral since Tessa was champ? You could argue that, and the numbers would back that up. Go ahead.
Yeah, Tessa really fucked things over for the.
She didn't fucking write it. She just did what politicked and did what she was supposed to do to some degree. She don't know.
If she did what she was supposed to do, she would have been Impact champion for quite some time.
Could be.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah. Anyway, I think this is a big AEW audition. I think Rahit, who is unbelievably talented, he does some of the dopest. If you haven't seen his matches, spinning kicks, sweeps that you, and he'll sweep you and transition into some type of cool submission hold. Like he's so smooth in the ring, and his character. I mean, he's doing more and more character. Now, the question I have for you now, Rahit Raju, they lose this match to Chris Sabin and Storm. And
Why?
I don't.
Why are babies up before the pay-per-view? I don't get it.
I don't know why they're even fucking fighting, to be honest. I mean, well, they don't have much of a roster, but
yeah,
like, why is Rahit Raju already getting into it with this dude, Mahabali Shera? Don't you think these guys should have had a nice long run together? Maybe win the tag titles.
Remember what I told you earlier in the show?
What's that?
A lot with contract. And are you signed? Are you only going to be here for 3 shows? Are you going to do when you're nickel and diming it because there's no money coming in? You got to fucking Mahabali Shera is not getting called by WWE, even though he did the OVW tryout and shit. Like, so they might only have him for 3 shows and they're paying him X amount. And you can't keep it going long-term business. So you do, there he is, we'll do this, and then turn on him because we're not bringing him back for that. So we can do a little something this. Like there's a lot of factors like the money-wise that can influence short-run creative is my point.
I'm going to put you on the spot right now, real quick. Your AEW, TNA's Impact Wrestling is going out of business. You can only pick 5 talents off that roster right now.
Wow. Sami Callihan, Rohit Raju,
2.
Rosemary,
3. Moose.
Moose, definitely Moose. Man.
It's tough, right? It's tough.
Yeah, that's a tough spot to be. Cardona's got money right now.
You're breaking up, Ben. You're breaking up. Ben Hamin is being hacked again, ladies and gentlemen. It's funny because as soon as he mentioned Sami Callihan, he went all Sami Callihan on me. But he's back.
It's enough because I spent 3 hours in hell yesterday getting this new router, and it's fucking stuck.
You need a number 5 though, Ben. As you're frozen there, but let me see.
Am I back?
Well. Not really. Ladies and gentlemen, right now, if you're looking at this live on Twitch, he's still talking over me. Unbelievable. If you're looking live on Twitch, Ben Hamin looks like the abominable snowman, but he's back.
You're looking live.
Wow. This is, Ben, I don't know if you want to drop out and come back in. I don't know if that works. We can do that too. But a big FU to Spectrum. So Ben Hamin, he picks Sami Callihan, Moose, Rosemary, Rahit Raju. Who's that number 5 person? For me, the number 5 person would probably be Chris Bay. I think that kid has all the talent in the world. Chris Bay has a charisma. Now, we're going to talk about Chris Bay in a little bit, but I have to be honest with you guys, as Ben Hamin will probably come back in. Chris Bay this week showed me that he could be a fucking awesome babyface. Tell me if I'm wrong. I think the kid has a ton of talent. I think the kid has a lot of charisma. His style is that type of style where he can go over. I was just saying, Ben, how I thought that if I'm going to pick a number 5 guy, it would be Chris Bay. And this week, for me, it proved that Chris Bay could be a great babyface because he could play both sides. Style.
We got a lot of guys who can wrestle. Especially in AEW. I'm going Johnny Swinger.
Really? Johnny Swinger.
You
let Chris Bay go. You got one more pick. That's it.
I would, to be honest with you, I'd take Cody Deaner over Chris Bay too. Not that I'm not trying to shit on Chris Bay, but I know that we got enough guys who can do flips and shit like that. We need characters we can relate to.
Okay. Well, I can relate to Chris Bay because I'm fucking awesome like him. Anyway, Rahit Raju and Gimmick Jones, the big guy Shera, they're at odds. They're fighting each other. They're arguing with each other. I guess they're gonna eventually have some type of match against each other. I don't know why. I mean, didn't explain why they broke up, but I don't know. It's too quick. Yeah. You just bought the guy in like a fucking month ago. I don't get it. Anyway, okay, so we have one of the best, and I kid you not, I genuinely think this, Ben, and don't shit on me for saying this, but I think this is one of the best contract signings I've seen in quite some time. We have Finn Juice and the Good Brothers backstage, and of course, you have the main man with the master plan, Scott D'Amore, backstage. I thought this was really done well. The guys were interacting with each other. You know, they were talking back. Hey, you know what? Good. Office, get out of here. You know, Scott, we got this. Taking shots at each other. The way they broke into the fight backstage after the contracts were signed felt kind of as real as it can be when it comes to pro wrestling. This was not a shitty contract signing, Ben, in my opinion. What's your opinion?
This is the best segment on the show.
Okay, thank God. sometimes I say things, even though I've been doing this for a long time, but you know, you got a pro here, so I hold back sometimes just a little bit, just to hear what you have to say. But I do think this is one of the best. I think I said it, the best contract signing I've seen in quite some time.
Here's a problem when I've said this: when when Callis and Omega try and do it with the Swizz Diz or whatever the fuck. It comes off as like trying to be cool and play it.
Sure.
When Gallows and Anderson do it, Anderson can be a little annoying with it, but Gallows commits to it and makes it his whole thing. And when you commit to the bit, there's no denying it, and no matter how crazy it is. So I like we got a buzz to catch. That popped me. Things along those lines, because that's how the boys really are in the moment after the show, of like trying to pop each other and fucking one up. And I thought Juice Robinson and fucking Finley goes, what do you mean? Of course I'm going to drink. I'm a Finley. And fucking pours it. I'm a Finley. And this was good banter of how the boys really are, and that it didn't. Could you feel the difference when fucking they're trying to do it on K100 with Cyrus? It just doesn't. It feels so forced, and like they're fearful of each other. Here, it was the boys trying to pop each other, and then even Anderson says something. Got to teach these boys something. He goes, and just Juice goes, I wish you'd fucking stop saying that. Just booming on each other back and forth. This was really good. And then because in a contract signing, it's almost always plot. Right. This started as that and had me fearful. Then it turns into a comedy scene. Then it turns into show, don't tell violence. So the whole scene becomes show, don't tell, really, from the inception. And for a contract signing to take you on that ride,
right?
Very rare and very well done and very well played by everybody in the scene. Nobody dropped the ball here. Nobody, the way they were even stepping on each other to make conversation real was very, I don't think any of that was scripted. It's just, we'll do a shot, we'll do another one. And then on the other one, we'll hand you the boys that one. We'll drink it and you guys give us the fucking boom. And then we'll break it down from there. That's the level of planning that went into it. Not, I'll say this, you say that. Then he says this, and then Adam Pearce says that. And then you flip the table, and then you point at the side. Like, that's what's going on in WWE. You can feel the improv and fucking spontaneity in this scene, and I fucking loved it, bro. I thought this was a good ass scene.
I got to give a big shout out to Jargo, Mr. Michael Jargo. First, thank you, my friend, for filling in for me last week at the Big Vito brand.
Absolutely.
It was a great show. You guys got to check it out. But again, you have to become a patron. But also, I have to put over the Chinese Karate Fighting Wrestling tag team champs over there, man. Those guys, Finn Juice, they are so fucking charismatic, man. Those guys have it's very, I hate using this term, the it factor, but they have that it, man. They have that thing that makes me want to watch them.
I don't know if they have the it factor. Like, you can't take your eyes off them. It's
I can't.
When they
have
like
them
an opportunity, they nail it. It's not like they're must see. You know what I mean? Like, but no, I don't think so. Like, our definition is just a little different in how we look at talent. But like, when those are the guys, I would rather have. To me, those are Mr. Perfect, Rick Rude, your mid card that's better than your main event. Your Jake the Snake. You know what I mean? That's what
Ricky Steamboat.
Yes. And that's where they are now. And I think that's an awesome place to be able to play because there's not the pressure and politics of the main event, and you're already over from having to prove yourself. Now you can do the fun stuff in the middle with no big pressure. You know what I mean? That's
they're good, man.
Bro. Yes, they are.
They're really, really, really good. I really enjoyed them. Speaking about a match I enjoyed, and for me, this is for me, okay, Ben? For me, this is my favorite match of the week. I'll come right back to it. Buckshot Kid said, "How do I don't have Scott D'Amore in your top 5 lead for WWE?" I would love to see Scott D'Amore go to WWE and he said AEW, right?
Yeah. For leave for AEW, but I'd like to see him go to WWE and do the management bit that he does now in WWE would fucking work awesome, bro.
Would you do Team Canada and WWE with and bring back Bobby Roode, give him a run and get some big Canadian wrestlers?
You could do it. I mean, I'm not saying you couldn't, but why do things that are jump past it from another company?
Because those are things.
Get himself over. I think Scott D'Amore as the GM of fucking Raw would be phenomenal.
He would be great, but what I'm saying is that's something that, a lot of fans nowadays that are watching WWE and AEW have never seen. They had never seen Team Canada in TNA when it was at its peak.
You saw the Hart Foundation, though.
You did, but again, a lot of the fans now don't know shit about what the Hart Foundation did back in the Attitude Era. We're talking about guys in their 20s and very early 30s.
If you're going to do Team Canada, you got to get Josh Alexander, Ethan Page, maybe D'Amore just does a little sprinkling on top, and Bobby Roode, and then you got to fucking find another one to put in there. That's not. What's that?
You can.
Yeah, you don't want to redo it with Petey Williams and everybody and Eric Young and all that. You don't want to do that.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying getting a nice, good heel Canadian faction. That would be fun to do, led by Scott D'Amore on WWE TV when you're going to get millions of eyes watching it. I think it would work.
Good.
But as a GM, didn't think about that. Yeah, man, he'd be fucking fantastic. His cadence is so fucking perfect.
How he would deal with Stephanie and Shane and talent would be phenomenal to watch. Yeah, to do those little tricks. You know what I mean?
He's the best on-air authority figure we've seen in probably over a decade.
Since Vince, you could argue.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think. Since Vince and Eric Bischoff, who has there really been? Dixie Carter?
He's better than her.
Oh, please. A lot of people are better than her. Anyway. So again, Ben, this is literally my favorite match of the evening. Mm-hmm. I was so thoroughly entertained by this match. And again, Chris Bay versus Ace Austin. And you had the big Madman Fulton sitting in the corner in the chair, and I like that. And the reason why I like that is because you always had the threat of that monster losing it. Go ahead, Ben. I do.
I was just thinking about you eloping. When I eloped with wife number 1 to Jamaica, one of the guys who worked at the hibachi place in the fucking whatever, people just called him "I like that" because that was his catchphrase. Like he asked me, "Where you from?" "I'm from New York." "I like that. I like that." And when he said, "I like that," sometimes I just pop the wise and just somebody "I like that."
I cannot wait.
He was at we invited him over to our wedding in the pavilion just so he could say "like that." So I got a picture of us and "like that." I'll send it to you.
and who is the guy that worked there?
He's just a chef that worked at the resort, but everybody at the resort knew him because he was like Mr. Personality. So they're like, "Hey, did you go over there and have dinner over there? You got to check out this guy. He says I like that all the time." So we just call him "like that."
That's that guy that will never lose his job because he's got such a great personality.
Yeah, he can go to any resort and work that gimmick. Like eventually he's going to wear it out and people will hate him, but then he just goes to another resort and says "I like that" and gets mad tips from it. You know what I mean?
So that's his gimmick.
That's his whole gimmick, was saying "I like that." Super nice guy. Cool, I mean, everybody in Jamaica is nice.
So Ben, TJP. So Chris Bay defeats Austin in this match. We have TJP who actually. So again, you have Madman Fulton in the corner. I'm sitting outside. He only gets up when his man is in trouble outside the ring to kind of block the way. So you got it's the threat of violence, the threat of having that monster in the corner, and then TJP comes on the stage as, you know, he comes out on the stage and he sits down in a chair. So he's running, I guess, psychological interference. And then, you know, Chris Bay is able to hit his so you got the monster who chases TJP out. So now it's just Chris Bay and Ace Austin in the ring. Ace Austin is totally distracted. Chris Bay hitting his that springboard cutter for the finisher.
Yeah.
Dude, this match had such a good pace. Now,
it was fast, bro. It was a fast-paced match.
These guys did not stop, dude. And here's the thing. Did you really see anybody jumping off the Empire State Building?
No, there was a lot of threat of violence in this. This was well done. This was well done, you know, back and forth. And like I said, I think TJP is hitting his stride, like really coming into his own, because in WWE he seemed immature to me. Like it went to his head a bit quick, you know what I mean, coming off the indies. And I bet he learned a lot more lessons. And now he just sits in the cut and is the slow player while everybody else is fucking all the time wiling out. He's like, told you I've made the bet work, and you know, like takes the money. But this was really good, man. This was probably the best match on the card.
Chris Bay and TJP should always be in that X Division title scene. Those two guys you can build that division around. They're that good.
That's your foundation, no doubt.
So now I want you to comment on what I said earlier about Chris Bay possibly being a great baby face. Did you see that? Could you see the potential?
Yeah, he's dude. Here's the thing, right? Anybody who's that athletic is a natural baby face. You don't. What do we want in our baby faces, right?
Smiles and fucking. You want them to sell merch.
You want charisma. You want charisma.
Yeah,
you can have I have charisma. I just use it as a bad guy. But charisma, sexual appeal,
right? He's hot.
Athleticism,
sure.
Having a body,
yeah,
and doing things that we can't do to live vicariously through them. There's a lot of shit that Chris Bay can do that I will not even begin to attempt. Right. What do you want from your heels? You want to hate them? You want them to be ugly?
Sure.
You want them to fucking be insulting? Chris Bay is none of those things, right? He's a good-looking, athletic, fucking young dude. So him playing heel and working heel, it might be that way in the match and on the show, but to me, a true heel is a guy that you don't ever want to be, as opposed to a Superman character like Chris Bay that is badass. So he's a natural baby face just based on his athleticism, body type, and charisma, you know, and you can do the little smug thing with finesse and all that shit, but that's just being a middle of the road indie heel, because if he was a real heel, he'd never do a flip. He'd never do a fucking this, that, or the other, because we want our heat to be almost boring. We want it to be impactful and we want it to look vicious, but we don't want it to be sexy and cool, because if I'm doing sexy and cool moves, you're going to like me. I don't want you to like me. I don't want you to do an at athleticism. I want you to fucking, this guy to fucking, after I hit him with 6 clotheslines and I fucking throw him in the corner and I set him up there and I'm going to hit him with the big fucking diving spear, that he flips over the top of me, lands on his feet, turns back, super kick, fucking cutter out of the corner. Meanwhile, all I did was 6 shitty clotheslines and run my fat ass in at him. So it's not athletic, and he does something athletic to outbeat me. That's how you make a baby face in the ring, through my own heat. And believe me, I could fucking, there's plenty of moves I can do that I will never do, because that people would be like, oh shit, did you see Hamin break that out? That's me going into business for myself, not serving the story or the match the right way.
Well, you kind of debunked you're debunking yourself a little bit. I have to call you out on this, because you're saying that a heel. Well, I mean, you're saying that a heel has to be ugly, but you're fucking adorable.
Yeah, sure I am.
You have dreamy eyes, Ben. I'm just saying. Okay, yeah. Don't do that.
When I go through the curtain and the camera hits. And
I got to put over, ladies and gentlemen, you got to get on Facebook. The Hami Media Discussion Group. You got to go check out that Facebook page, guys. We have the best and most fun pick'em challenges of any fucking dude. I'm a part of a bunch of groups. This is the best group. I'm serious, dude.
About to go down, isn't it? Too. You talked all that shit. You stole.
It is, Ben.
And now it's you head to head.
Well, here's the funny thing, Ben, and I got to put this over. So we had Jim Henderson, whoever the fuck the guy that made the Muppets. He challenged me this week, and he wants to complain about Jan with the illegal knee. Shut the fuck up, okay?
That was. I think that was all the work. Here's
the deal, Ben. I understand that. So it's the founders of Hami Media facing off against each other, and I got to put this over, man. That I'm going to be the longest reigning champion of all time, right?
That sounds like something Tony Khan would say.
Don't you ever put me in the same fucking boat.
Sure, you're not over promising right here instead of trying to do what? If you're going to face somebody, what did Tommy Dreamer say to Tony Khan about his fucking promo 2 weeks ago online on AEW?
I don't know. What did he say?
He said, you got to make your opponent in the promo. That's promo 101. You don't just say, I'm going to be this, that, or the other and not lose the belt, because then when you lose it, what do you look like?
But I'm not going to lose it.
Okay.
Oh, you think you're going to beat me?
I'm just saying, I know you've had a long, Ray, I know you've had a long streak as champion. I'm looking forward to the matchup. I know how you do your picks, and we'll see how it goes down. And at the end of the day, the best man's going to be left standing, Ray.
Who am I talking to right now? This is disgusting. You know what?
In your head. I'm already in your head.
No, you're not in my head, Ben. You are not in my head. Get out of my head. Are we done?
No, we got Karen still to do, or Susan rather, and ODB.
Hold on. My camera's unplugged. What the hell did I do here?
I thought you turned it off on purpose. You didn't want to be on this anymore.
Why would I do that? What do I do now? Oh, I gotta do that again. There we go. Oh no. Okay. Oof. Did you see the bad camera turn on for a second? You see the snot in my nose? That was amazing. But anywho, dude, I'm gonna be the champion, longest reigning champion. So ODB, big dirty dude, our gimmick's bigger.
I said the same thing.
What the fuck?
I don't think she got him redone, but she's lost weight. She did the 75-day challenge, but she was, skinny thing, a little, not that she's heavy, but like she was in shape in OVW. I think it's the same gimmicks, but they looked fucking even bigger. I was like, dude, what is going on with Dirty's gimmicks here, bro?
Number one, and they looked great. I have to, I'm saying this with respect.
Be honest with you, I almost am like, she's gonna have to get them reduced, man, because they're fucking big old dirty milkers.
And then she has the handprints on her t-shirt.
That's her fucking. She's had that, bro, for 15 years. I get it.
I know she's had that, but now I have to try. I want to say this in the most respectful way. I wanted my hands to be there. They were fantastic.
Of course you do.
I'm sorry.
Mandy's face was right in there taking shots out of him. Yeah, on his 21st birthday, fucking Tracy Brooks and ODB, we were all down at Wet Willie's getting Mandy's drunk, and fucking he had to do titty shots out of both there, and they're both fucking he fucking does a shot, turns around, and ODB grabs his head like turnbuckle and drives him into fucking Tracy's tits, and she's got her big gimmicks in his fucking face too. And then he went and puked all over the VIP room. It was awesome.
Dude, Wet Willie's, for those who don't know who Wet Willie's is, actually me and Jen, like I said, next week's my birthday. By the way, we got to talk off air because I need to have some, maybe Jargo fill in for me again, the big Vigo brand next week. But
sure,
but dude, check this out, man. Wet Willie's is the shit, but you cannot underestimate the power of their drinks.
No,
what's your go-to? What's your go-to there?
Well, right now all I really drink is bourbon most of the time. But that night, yeah.
Wet Willie's, the strongest one. They have a Call a Cab, which is, it's insane. It's 110%.
Well, everybody was hitting him with the whole rainbow, so he was just pouring dumb liquor down his fucking.
Was he doing the Jello shots? He wasn't doing the Jello shots too,
everything, right? Bro. I mean, it was a fun night. I remember that. That was fucking 15 years ago now, bro. I remember like it was last night.
Well,
bad.
You will get fucked the fuck up on some Wet Willies. Guys, if there's a Wet Willies by you or Fat Tuesday, go do it. Like that'll fuck
Dude,
you up.
he was like an open blender. There was like puking. I think he had a burrito in Mexican before because there was like rice of puke all over the VIP room. He got fucking hammered.
Quick story.
But ODB versus Susan here. I'm kind of disappointed, Ray, in one thing though, man.
Okay, I gave this match a C.
Yeah, well, D. D cups. Double D. Yeah, I liked it because it's all old school VW of she just hits her, sells down the corner, hits her, sells the other corner. You know, there were things that were mistimed and whatnot, and they did the house show spot of the empty the canteen, the flask and dump her liquor. That's alcohol abuse right into the finish. That's a house show spot. That's not really for TV. But what I'm disappointed in is Su Yung was so brilliant as the dead bride with the fucking bloody glove. She was great as Susie, the fucking chicks from The Shining and the wrestle crap. And now the character I want to see the most, because I don't really like mythical stuff that much, is this Karen character. The biggest heater of 2020 and 2021 is Karen across the board. We haven't gotten one vignette to fucking show, don't tell how she really interacts, man. And to me, that's it. As gold is what we got with, fucking Wrestle Court, everything, all that kind of stuff. And we're missing out huge on Karen. The wrestling can be that simple, yeah. But dude, I think there should be 2 Karen fucking segments a show minimum to get her.
I got to get this out. So before you steal my heat, so here's the deal. I think by watching this, and I've analyzed this over the last few weeks, I feel that Susie or Susan is uncomfortable with that character. I don't think. Number one, she's wrestling.
Dude, if you can here's me as an improviser. If you can commit to what Su Yung character was or Susie, this should be a walk in the park.
Got it. But here's the deal. Even her wrestling style is changed. So it's good, but is she this is the realest character she's played. What I'm saying is she is the most human.
I'm gonna shoot with you real quick.
Go ahead, Bob. Go.
The black market creative is constantly going on, and I hardly ever tell who I'm talking to. I'll stooge on Russo brand. Oh, this person reached out or whatever after 6 months after Elias reached out. It doesn't matter. They're not doing shit with them. But fucking, or Corbin. But I wrote a fair amount of good notes and sent them to both Nevaeh and to fucking who I think this absolutely should be on. Not that Susan is bad at doing this, this gimmick, but to me, this is fucking Chelsea Green 100%, bro. I mean, we have Laurel Van Ness. You think she couldn't carry this off? If she could carry off Laurel Van Ness, how good would her fucking Karen character be in NXT? But she's more worried about being sexy and being a fuck. I mean, she's nice to me and everything. She didn't like fuck off, but like we never really hooked up to talk it out after we were kind of gonna. And because I think this character on Chelsea Green in NXT would be a fucking WrestleMania gold, bro. But she's in shape and she wants to take sexy bikini pics and wrestle. So be it. I'm not gonna try and force anything. So now she can't do it because she'll look like Johnny Come Lately. Nevaeh obviously faded because she probably knew that it was going on to fucking Su Yung. And now Su Young's is the one who's going to do it. I think she can carry it. But to me, when I not thought of this, but when I was putting this together back in September, October, it's all about Chelsea Green and fucking Laurel Van Ness as far as I'm concerned.
No, I agree, man. I don't know if I'll be honest with you. They're booking Susan. Her matches as an enhancement talent. She's losing and losing and losing. So my thought process is this: how much do we hate Susan's or Becky's or whatever the fuck Karens. What
Nancy Browns.
Nancy Browns. We hate them. So I think this is almost like a political statement by Impact Wrestling, and I think they're going the wrong way with this. They're going the wrong way with this because they should make her a powerful character. They should have her beating everybody. Yes, that way. Listen, let me just say it. That way, when the shit hits the fan, and she finally faces an ODB and every girl, then she loses. That's when the fans go crazy if they were friends.
I get it. I get what you're saying, but that's not the biggest pop.
What was that? What was that a comment you put up there?
We talked about this like 8 months ago. Frank did, and they should put Willie Mack with her as her boyfriend, black guy with the white woman.
God, and if they did that, wait, black guy with too young.
Yeah, Asian. He says Asian Karen doesn't work. I think it works because here's the thing. She's kind of an Asian American playing a white woman, which fucking pops me. So,
but that's fantastic. Put her with Willie Mack and then have her change Willie Mack. Have him dress in cardigan sweaters.
Oh, yes.
Have him cut the fro off. You know what I'm saying? Have him clean shaven. Dude.
Or that she likes to be proper and he's even more ghetto. One of the two.
You can do that, or you can have these vignettes where they're at dinner parties and his fucking ghetto comes out and she has to correct him on that.
But here's the thing, Ray. I watch World Star every other day because it's one of my few escapes. What happens to a Karen in almost every situation?
She gets her ass kicked.
So,
but that's what I'm saying.
No, to have her go over,
right?
Like the ass kicking, the finish in this, Ray, isn't the moment. The moment comes after the finish because what happens after she gets beat?
Well, that she does something dirty after the match.
No, she loses her mind and flips out on the ref, on the fucking, you know what I mean? Like a Karen will. So then she has to stomp off all defeated. She thought she was righteous. She loses the match. She flips out. That's the game. So having her go over, I would only have her go over on a baby face at the big pay-per-view. I would do it opposite of how you're thinking. Okay, because then she can lose it right away and fucking be super cunty about it all over again. She can brag that she got it in a shitty way, and then you take her white privilege away and fucking beat her down again. So what you're saying in a build for a normal character that's going to be a heel isn't wrong, but for the Karen thing, from how we perceive it on World Star, we got to play it out a different way in that game.
All right, we're going to jump into the main event of the evening, which is talking. But I got to tell you something. This got an A+ for me, man. I loved this final segment. Scott D'Amore comes out, calls out the TNA champion and Moose, calls out the Impact Wrestling champion and Moose. And we get a go-home that makes me say, holy shit, I got to watch this pay-per-view. I got to see what's going to happen. Because Scott D'Amore with a blockbuster. This is a legit blockbuster. This isn't Christian Cage walking out on AEW pay-per-view thinking that's going to be CM Punk. You know what you're going to get. You're going to get title versus title, and then the winner of that title versus title match to see who is the real TNA or Impact champion will go on to face at the next big pay-per-view Kenny Omega in a title versus title AEW match, which we know Kenny Omega is going to win all the belts. So, Ben, break this down. Or not.
Oh, I thought you said write this down. I'm like, what do you want me to write down?
No, break it down, please.
Yeah, this was great with D'Amore, obviously putting it out there and even shitting on Moose getting the belt out of a prop closet. And why was it in a prop closet, I guess. But to me, I like this scene. I like the intensity, and Moose is killing it. But all I can think in my head is it should be the money is Moose. Obviously, the money is Moose. And there's more money on Moose than there is on Omega. There's definitely more than there is on Swan. But now with AEW and the way these guys book and what they love, I can almost guarantee they want Rich Swann versus Omega for the spot fest bullshit that's going to mean nothing. And I think that fucking maybe Omega shows up and helps Swann to put him over. But at the end of the day, I think Swan is going over on Moose, and I like Swan a lot, but I fucking hate that. I hate that choice, and I think that's what they're going to do.
Okay, so you know what? Let's do this in 5 minutes. I'm gonna run through the card for Sacrifice, which is coming on. I believe what's today's date? Today is the 10th, right? Yeah, today's Wednesday. Yeah. All right, so the Saturday the 13th, you're gonna have a TNA pay-per-view or Impact Wrestling pay-per-view. It's
even before that. Let's billboard before that. Tomorrow on the 11th. At 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern on Stevie Ray TV, we're going to have a face-off, face-to-face verbal battle between ODB and Deonna Purrazzo at SRTV on YouTube, at SRTV on Twitch. Going to be free. And if you like that graphic, I did it.
Question. Deonna Purrazzo, who's she married to?
She's not married to anybody, but she is with, I think she's with Steve Cutler, who was in NXT, and he just recently got released.
Oh, I was trying to get a date. Anyway, okay, so here we go. Let's jump into. I'm kidding. Let's jump into.
I mean, you're getting married soon, so you might as well get all the dates in you can.
All right, I gotta do my best. I hope Jen this doesn't get stooged off.
I bet, to be honest with you, if you probably went up to ODB's food truck and said, "I'm getting married and I really want to put my hands on your T-shirt," she would probably let you feel her gimmicks and say, "Bam, bitch," and then put some pulled pork in your mouth.
Really?
Yeah.
When is she coming to New York City?
New York City when it gets fucking warmer, probably. That's the main thing. So she's hanging out in the South right now. It's tough to live in your Airstream camper in New York during this time of year.
Let's do this. If she comes to New York City, all jokes aside, if she comes to the city and she's in Times Square or something, we got to set something up. I will go with a camera and microphone, and we'll do something fun.
Right on, man.
We'll do anyway,
you're gonna be just keep an eye on her.
Yes, sir. And I'm going to grab her gimmick. So here's the deal. We're going to jump into this really quickly. Ben, I'm going to give you the match, and you're going to give me who's going to win, who's going to lose. All right, like we do every single time there's a pay-per-view. We're going to start the show off with a tag team match. James Storm and Chris Sabin with Jake Something in the corner versus Diener and Joe Doring with Eric Young in the corner. I have a feeling something's going to happen here. What do you think is going to happen, Ben?
Yeah, that was a weird thing with Diener. When he came out of the room that he'd supposedly been in for a week after getting his ass kicked in some very jailhouse type thing, right? I think the story is Diener being crazed via Eric Young. I think Violent by Design, I think that's what their name is now.
Yes, sir.
On the shirt. I think you got to keep these guys strong. There'll be some shenanigans, but this crew needs to fucking run through people from now until I don't know. To me, the guy to dethrone him is Cousin Jake, but you got to build Cousin Jake big time.
What's going to happen is, as soon as I saw Cousin Jake step up to James Storm and Chris Sabin, let me help you guys. I said, nope. I said, because guess what? I have a feeling that Cousin Jake is going to turn on Storm and Sabin and join Violent by Design. And they're going to win.
That wouldn't be bad. That'd be good. That'd be a good choice.
I think that's going to happen. All right, let's jump into the mixed tag team match. We have Havoc and Nevaeh versus Tennille Dashwood and Caleb with a K. I think this is obvious who goes over here, but who do you think, Ben?
Yeah, I gotta put over Havoc and Nevaeh always, bro. I think for the comedy match that they have to do, I don't see, unless it's a real cheap, bipper off the apron, isolate, draw the ref, hit the finish, feet on the ropes. It won't be, that'll be tough to pull off, but they could do it. But I'd rather see just heels get simple heat and get caught, and then have Havoc and Nevaeh go over strong. But
I actually see Dashwood leaving Caleb in the ring by himself, getting
that's a good finish too, actually. That's a good finish too. She escapes, tags in, boom, fucking throws him in while he's already out. He feeds up, where the fuck am I? Bing, bang, boom, walk, bomb, and she's fucking sorry and takes her own selfie and leaves.
Yes, exactly. Wow, I got too excited for that. I probably woke Jen up. Very cool. All right, so no rules match, which I think this actually has this might be one of the better matches of the night. One of the more entertaining the matches of the night. We have Eddie Edwards versus the most, Ben, not just a pro wrestler. The most professional wrestler, Brian Myers. Ben, who goes over here?
Man, I gotta go heels up here too. I feel like they're pushing Brian Myers a lot, and I don't see this to be the final payoff for Eddie here. That was a good scene with D'Amore and Myers where he then throws all of his papers on the ground in his complaint. So some more fun D'Amore stuff with them. But yeah, I think if they spent the money, I believe they spent the money on Hawkins and Ryder, they're going to get their value out of him. And to have him go under here is not the best value move.
Agreed. We have a tag team match. We have Decay, Crazy Steve and Black Taurus with Rosemary in the corner versus Reno Scum. Will 3XL get involved in this match?
Reno, yeah, I didn't like Reno Scum's promo. That felt kind of forced this week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we missed that, but
yeah, but we're covering it now. I kind of felt bad because those guys are really good. They had to like kind of do plot instead of show don't tell. I didn't like that ever really from anybody. Yeah, got to go with Decay up here. They're baby face, and it's not going to hurt Reno Scum to take this loss.
Okay, this is a big one here now, Ben. I agree with you, by the way. Knockouts tag team title match. We have Kira Hogan and Tasha Steelz versus the very unlikable Jordan Grace and Jazz. Jordan Grace, I'm going to jump in here first. You ready? You ready for this one?
Okay.
I think Tasha Steelz and Kira Hogan retain, and I think Jordan Grace, I don't know why,
turns on Jazz.
Jordan Grace is just so unlikable as a babyface for me. I don't know if people like her. I think
maybe a post-match turn, not in the middle of the turn.
No, post-match.
Okay.
Yeah,
because
post-match.
A turn in the middle of the match makes her a conniving heel. Post-match is frustrated. Let me beat down the fucking veteran. I agree with that exactly. That's how I would book it too.
All right. Will it happen? We'll find out. You have to tune in. X Division Championship match. Another great match. We have TJP versus Ace Austin with Madman Fulton in the corner. Ben, will they be new champion?
I think TJP up.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
He's been getting over. He's been getting money. He's a cool guy. People are into him. His wrestling's good. I see him out foxing the heels right here again because we've already got two, I think, definite heel finishes. This is a good place to let the baby slip over on the heel right here. And even there, you might see the same finish of Ace Austin getting in Fulton's fucking face, pushing him, and Fulton laying him out. And then it's Fulton versus Ace going forward while TJP spins out.
Could be. This is a push for me. I could see either one of the guys winning, so I really don't have a pick. If I had a pick, gun to head, I would think Ace Austin because they're really pushing the kid. So I don't know. I'm not really sure.
I just see more money on TJP, man. That's just me.
All right. Interpromotional tag team championship match. The Good Brothers versus FinJuice. Ben, will FinJuice take the Impact Wrestling titles to South Korea or wherever they wrestle at? Chinese karate fighting.
This is a tough one, man, because Good Brothers are doing the AEW. Good Brothers are bigger, stronger. It doesn't hurt fucking the new young baby faces to lose based on inexperience of Good Brother fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? I think Good Brothers retain here, but I think this could be one of the coolest matches of the night.
I think so too. So far we only have 2 matches left, and this is a really good card.
It is.
Guys, girls out there, if you're not watching Impact Wrestling, I don't know what to tell you. This is going to be a really fun pay-per-view. I can almost guarantee it. Knockouts Championship match. Deonna Purrazzo, the champion, versus our girl, bam, ODB Ben. Will ODB reclaim her place as the best wrestler in the women's division, the Knockouts division?
Dirty gimmicks up all day.
I can't wait to see it. I think it should happen. I think she should take that belt, and I think they should shoot vignettes with her selling food out of her truck with the belt hanging behind her.
Just what she can do, dude. Making money wise, that belt will make more money for her than anybody else on the roster. She can be in her truck, have it there. You want to get a picture together, $5 and fucking, you know what I mean? And hold the title. And now you're taking the title all over the fucking country and making people aware of Impact Wrestling a little more. She could be a great billboard for the company.
That would be amazing. We need to get her on this show. The main event of the evening, Ben, you discussed it before. I was leaning towards Moose. I said there is no way that Moose cannot win this title. But then again, Moose's contract is up this summer. Rich Swann does have the blood feud with what's his name, with Kenny Omega.
Plus, I mean, I don't know how. I mean, I know they like Moose. Everybody likes Moose. I never know to say nothing bad about him. But when you're talking about the clique of flippy guys from the Indies, Swan, Bucks, the AR Fox, Colin Delaney, all those guys are in the clique. You know what I mean? So I see political business and buddy things trumping other business to get this fucking match to be Swan versus Omega, because they want to mark out for the spot fest that it would be.
So here's my thought process. If it was all right, so the winner of this match goes on to the next Impact Wrestling pay-per-view to face Kenny Omega, right?
Yeah.
I think if this pay-per-view was an AEW pay-per-view, listen to what I'm saying. If I thought the Impact champion versus the AEW champion at an AEW pay-per-view was a thing, then Moose would go over. But because it's going to be an Impact Wrestling pay-per-view, it's going to be Rich Swann. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. It absolutely makes sense. But I think it should be. I agree with that. The right booking business for biggest money and to make the biggest star. But now, like I say, egos, contract, timing, all that politics plays into it. The way to book it is fucking Moose over. And people are like, oh shit, now Omega, because when you hear Swan versus Omega, you hear get your shit infest. Like that's what's gonna be. Mad falsies, nothing will mean nothing, and guys will do a bunch of dumb shit till Omega hits the fucking V trigger. Boom, that's the fucking match. Now Moose goes over. It shouldn't be Moose versus Omega at Impact. It should be Moose on fucking AEW, and Moose runs through fucking Omega and leaves him fucking laying, bro. And now Moose is made as the top guy in the business. We're here to do business and make fucking guys that are box office talents. Swan is not going to get elevated. Omega's not going to get elevated, and nobody's going to be talking about it except for 24 hours in the news cycle that Omega beat Swan. If you had Moose do it and then show up on AEW, and beat him, now he's a fucking top guy across the wrestling world. And that's way better and bigger business box office.
This is what I want to see. Swan's going to win. He's going to lose the belt to Kenny Omega. When the night after he loses the belt to Kenny Omega, I want to see Moose hit Kenny Omega with a spear on AEW TV and have him as he's holding both belts.
Right. Well, that's a baby face thing to do. Omega's supposedly a heel.
Yeah,
right? And so
Omega.
Moose. So you like it. I get it, but in business wise, Moose coming in to do that is not nearly the high point of what it could be. There's a better roadmap to fucking really what we're trying to really make a star at the end of the day.
Right.
And that's what doing business is. And Moose still hasn't achieved that. And none of the Rich Swann business is going to take us. Here's the Rich Swann mountain. The Moose mountain is way, way higher, bro. Let's climb the big one.
All right. Well, listen, guys, I'm excited to hear what your feedback is this weekend. Head over to the HackerHamin Media discussion group as we, William Alessia will put up the chat. Guys, watch this pay-per-view. If you guys were disappointed in the AEW pay-per-view, if you were disappointed in the last WWE pay-per-view, check this one out. I have a feeling it's gonna be over. Guys, head over to the Big Vito brand on patreon.com. Is again patreon.com/the Big Vito brand for amazing fun content, guys. We have daily shows, we have daily content. It is really good shit. Follow Big Vito at the Big Vito brand everywhere. Just type that in, follow him, say hi to him, tell him that I sent you, tell Noel that I sent you guys. We're gonna have some fun this week. Also follow me on social media at Big Ray Hernandez, and it has been an absolute pleasure, Mr. Hamin. And I'm sorry.
True, man, but this fucking Spectrum, and I'm gonna call and bitch them out here again and see what they can do now that I have their router. They can look through the bullshit, man. But what I was gonna ask too is not just to subscribe to patreon.com/the Big Vito brand, but another great show, another great woman that we're celebrating here, as well as Noel LaGrasso, is April Hunter from the A Show, patreon.com/the A Show, with Damian Sandow. And she just lost her dog this weekend, and she's very, very sad. If anybody has been through that, they know how horrible it is. So I'm asking if everyone can go over to Twitter and just send some love from Hamin Media Group to April Hunter, about her loss, and keep it light. She's going through tough times, but to know that people are thinking about you, that might make it a little bit easier for her, and that doesn't cost you a goddamn thing. So I command it. Go over there and show these women your respect and love, because it's Women's Appreciation Month, and we're going to be trying to do as best we can so we can get our hands on some big dirty gimmicks, and that's how we do it.
I'm going to go home by saying this, Ben.
Mm-hmm.
It is my, I've been doing this pick'em challenge thing for quite some time, and not quite some time. I mean, I've won multiple titles in a very short time that I've done this.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that I am going to be challenging you, or you're going to be challenging me because I'm the champion. But anyway, the fact that I'm going to be in the same.
But I'm the main event. So what's that mean?
The fact that I'm going to be in the same arena as you, beating you will make me a better man.
It would, but it's not going to end up that way. It's going to end up you as a broken man, humbled, and cutting a apology promo on the day after. So it'll be a good time. And then I'll probably just take the belt and go throw it in the fucking lake. Just say fuck you to everybody. So that's how I do it, because it's heels over strong, infidels, here at HackerHamin.podbean.com. It's your sacrifice go home show. Tune in to SRTV tomorrow to see ODB face off against Deonna Purrazzo. And then Saturday, it's going down. Cage Carnage 10. It's time to put up or shut up. Hacker Hamin, Big Ray at the Hamin Media Discussion Group. All eyes on me, infidels. And ProWrestlingTees.com/Ben Hamin. TheBroasters.com. 33% more free with every online order of Russo Bro coffee through the month of March, infidels. So go get your green on, drink your whiskey, moron, and I'll give you a St. Patrick's Day $5 face slap, Ray, that you're never going to forget, infidel, here on your Impact Attack. Yalla.